wanted to, she could get into it. I think that'd be good for her. Yeah. But I mean, they got two. I think they have a preschooler and a second grader.
Yeah.
So I think they're still trying to figure out how to balance that dynamic of. So I think that's what she's doing. And maybe when they get older, or Chris is going to be 7 at ISU. So I also think eventually, I think Brittany will find her role locally, whether it's under Maya or out of high school or something. The thing with her is she needs to be involved in something.
What year is this for Maya?
27.
27, yeah. Because I know at one point I was doing Wesleyan games with a local cable company. Yeah, we can replay them. And Maya was coaching, and that was in the early 2000s. That was like 03.
She started in 97, I believe.
And as soon as I kind of stopped doing some of those games, they got really good. I mean, there was a stretch from like 07 to 010 where they were really good. Yeah, 2012, yeah. Yep, and that was even like they had a 4-year stretch where they were just dominant. And then 2012 was kind of like, it almost came out of nowhere. Like, they were good, they got into the tournament.
That's what this team.
They'll lose somewhere in that Elite 8, Sweet 16. Didn't lose, got to the Final Four, and it was them and 3 undefeated teams.
They were there.
And they won it. And you were like, how would they do it?
Well, that's where I think if this team can get top 8 production in the tournament and avoid playing a top 8 team in the first 2 rounds or the first weekend.
Yeah. Isn't that guaranteed though? Because if you do get the top 8, they're going to bracket the top 8.
They bracket the top 8, so it's guaranteed. Right. So you won't see the Elite 8. You'll avoid the first 2 rounds.
And I think you're going to avoid NYU for at least to the Final Four.
Well, I think if right now, if it's chalk the rest of the way, they're 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And so that would naturally be the.
Now, is that how they'll do it? Will they put 1 and 2 on opposite sides?
I'd assume since the Final Four is neutral, they don't have a need to travel.
Yeah, and I think if you can do it geographically, I don't see why you wouldn't, because Wesleyan and NYU are way apart.
Well, I think what they'll do, as it stands now, I think it'll be Wesleyan, NYU, Scranton down here. Oshkosh will be, or voting to be the 4, Oshkosh will be the 4.
I know voting are they in the NESCAC?
Yes.
And are they out of Maine?
Yep, Portland, Maine.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was looking at the NESCAC.
Okay, what do you guys got so far? Okay, so what I would do, I'm actually going to send you this. I need your number anyways, so what is it? 620. Do not feel the need to read all of this. It is a mile-long text that I sent to Dylan to make graphics for. But it does contain a ton of information. What are you going to open with? I would open with...
Because I needed to add something to that, but I forgot to. I wanted to see the
Mallory. She put up a double-double, 21 points. She put up a double-double in his name, CCIW student athlete of the week.
wait, yeah, that was that one. I heard about this video.
big storyline of what I was hoping with is that they have a chance to clinch the C-side of a regular season title. It would be their second straight, I believe. Let me check. Because Millikin won in 23 outright. It'd be their second straight. While you're up here, I hit for the men's game. I don't know if I sent all of these pictures or not. I can get them to them. A bunch of the men went to Washington Elementary School earlier this week and read to some kids. You'd have to work fast on this, but if you could find a way to ask one of the players about, how to kill something like that. If not, you could lead with, it's the motto of Titan Athletics is still just excellence in everything, academics, athletics, community, and then tie into that. And so the way I was thinking about it is, so I'll ask Joel a question, we'll bounce back, then I'll send it down to one of you. You'll do your opening hand, we'll send it back. At that point, we'll have Coach Harrison send me to your volleyball coaches. And then at that point, that'll probably be a colder game, because then we're going to senior day, and we'll take those ceremonies live. Any timeout, I'll try and send it down. I like to do the best way communication is, so we have your bench man. Don't feel like you need to be super, grammatically correct or anything. Just text and be like, hit on X, hit on Y, hit on Z, whatever you want. So that way I can lead into it. I'll send it down to you. You'll go. I'll be watching you when you're through. And then we'll do it. And sometimes things change. Like sometimes something happens and it's different. With basketball, for the women, we'll have the under 5 medium timeouts. I shouldn't call them under 5, I should call them around 5. So the coach takes a timeout at 5:30, they'll extend it. The men do not have media timeouts. So for the men, that'll mostly be at quarter breaks. If there is a timeout, that's not a high pressure situation. For the women, obviously, blowouts constitute different situations. We'll know at halftime what that's going to look like. I would also... Joel, do you get your game notes at the door?
Yes, got the game notes at the door.
Okay, I would go down to the door. So if you go out those doors, the door, you go right down those halls. On the table, there should be copies of these. Grab one and just look through it, because that'll provide you one for men, one for women, and just glance it over. What I like to do is, I haven't done much yet, but I'll make hash marks on stuff that's worth it to bring up. That'll give you a talk. And honestly, you can just read it, paraphrase in your mind, and then go. Another thing I think is another reason why texting is going to be a hard early helps, so that way you're only on camera for it makes it easier for you. So you start to get your sentences. Let's say you're talking about hockey. That way Tyler can find a shot of hockey and show him instead of you. It'll look better. You can glance at your nose, so you're not trying to pull everything out of your head. But just stay loose. Don't try and do too much. Keep it simple, just like your college ball. Don't try to do too much, because then you'll think. But I would go down, get a copy of those notes, so you can practice that. Whatever. Yeah, okay. We're going to go on air at 15 on the clock. We're going to take the senior day ceremony at 0. Zero will be probably around 12, so about 16 minutes. Yeah. So let's do that, yeah. How we doing, Randy? Wesleyan game working the sideline. I believe.
Oh, is that right?
Goal.
I think the only other games that I
Ball shoot football.
for basketball was
Sigma.
what he did.
Yeah, for Sigma.
Sideline and football. That's about it.
Yeah.
Kick it over at some point if it stays there all day.
What? I don't know if that is. Might be Alex's. Your space, Randy. Whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, I'll ask Tyler when he gets back.
Apparently, Millikin is not showing up until 1:15, but I haven't seen any of them. Millikin wasn't showing up until 1:15, but I haven't seen any.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, part of it was so North Park was late on Tuesday. Oh, the traffic. Millikin.
When did that game get changed to Tuesday?
Yeah, Monday morning. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, there they are. But Hammer, their head coach.
Because you kicked over if it by accident at some point.
Their head coach loves to do shoot around, and when I say shoot around, I mean like Division I style in practice jerseys, like before games.
So likes to do that before.
Yeah, and I'm guessing
Their place, and then drive up and not have as much time at the opponent's arena. It's an interesting idea.
or it might be just for Wesley since we're only a half hour, 45 minutes up the road. Parents are all wearing green jerseys for the seniors. So you'll be able to tell whose mom is who.
I do like the hockey.
Yes.
I do like the sweaters over there.
They've only worn them once this year. I'm hoping they do it again. I doubt they will, just where we are in the season.
So who organizes that?
That was Maya, I believe.
Organize that? I purchased one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, Maya game. Bob Q has one. I'm sure he's going to
Oh,
wear it.
that's the reason I knew about him.
Yeah.
Bob had it. I saw him with the hockey sweater on.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ever want to start a trade, Bob's your guy.
Yeah.
Division 3.
Oh,
put on the
hockey.
podcast.
Well, what I was thinking is, like, with all the weather that's coming to the area, I'm like, gee, he might not get off the ground. And I was imagining him in the Dallas airport, like, pleading with an American Airlines agent. I need to get to Bloomington. I need to get to Bloomington. There's 10 seniors that are being honored. Why don't you respect D3 Hoops? This is probably one of the most deeper senior days that Wesley combined that they've had. I mean, last year was other than Yoder, it was nobody. Or Surrock that time.
First time Ryan's doing really well.
Yep, at S&T, he's killing it. Are they doing band seniors too?
I think they might be.
Oh, because they don't do it for football, they cheer for football. I'm curious if they do them for the men or the women. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I always remember having them come out during the men's ceremony. Good question. So, have you been here since 2? Yeah.
It wasn't worth it going back to.
Right.
With all the weather, I was not. So it was nice. We took a departmental Wednesday off. Thursday, Friday, just getting ready for How do Eric?
Hey, I think Matt.
I'm good for
Joining
August.
Saturday for August. I have a work commitment, so he's gonna fill in for me.
Just a real quick note, Millikin has just arrived. They had bus trouble, so we're going to move the clock back to 30 and give them a few minutes to get taped before they have to warm up. Thank you.
This is the second time this week. North Park is
Yeah, I just saw the bus pull in. I thought they.
well, what I thought it was is they like shooting around and doing more of an all shoot around. So I thought with it only being a short press trip, they'd shoot around Millikin, then on the bus come here and take less time here. But I don't know what that's like. The thing that I'm trying to figure out, and I'm kind of baffled from this thing, how are you not planning on getting
So they're going to start this game late.
Yeah,
They added 7 minutes. So they're 29:04.
So now we're still doing the 15 minute.
We're still doing 15, yeah. So
And then they're going to have the senior day after that.
I'm assuming they're still doing senior day at zeros.
They're probably going to do okay.
Like now-
Just going to tip off maybe 2:10 or so.
Yeah, because I doubt they'll do senior day while Milliken's still shooting.
Yeah, probably.
They should shoot here.
That's what I would. Why are you gonna hold the contract?
They're just trying to be courteous.
Maya 20 years ago. Wait, this is
Also, I understand that one thing to do it against Norfolk. Also, she didn't put more time on top against Norfolk.
It did start late.
They froze it at 25.
Let me talk to my phone.
Zion Senior made almost fantastic defense.
Yeah, we have to stay over. We have to work coming back on. Probably going to get back here on Saturday. So, let me ask you about that because hopefully everything works out as planned. I don't think we can practice next weekend as well because it's also a back road. I think the biggest thing would be with the CDOK pulling Caleb out of school on that Friday. That would be back-to-back Fridays and possibly so that would be really something. I think she would be fine with it as long as I have both of the boys with me rather than her having to referee. There would be can take care of herself. Probably leave the house. I will actually talk to her about that. That did not happen. Yeah, I had kind of. I thought there was actually a good small little path that the Titans had in the North Central What would be an approximate time you think you want to leave? Is that like a 5 or 6?
I assume it's 5 or 7.
Yeah.
So I would think do it at the absolute.
So I could probably do noon because my midday class ends at 11:58, so I could probably walk out. And if you were to pick me up and meet me in here, then we would be all the way up at 5 Yeah, that would complicate it's a possibility. Tyler Yeah, kids would be a little concentrated. Yeah, I'm sure it happens, but that would be interesting. It's a possibility that grandma could pick him up and take him out as well. So, not necessarily because I just think he probably before I was a Venus and everything, before I started honoring so heavily, that when you get a blessing, clap it out for melody, you ain't sweating me. One time for my holiday sisters, one time for my holiday hoping they best. That's all. Yeah. Even the bleachers up in that corner, guys like are really up that side. So, yeah, they just don't get used to it all. Yeah, I would think that was Carthage's best round. A little bit bigger for conference. I think so. Maybe not for 5 o'clock game against the neutral game. Right. Also, you can't be the floor, right? I don't think it's I think when you're out the web, that sounds right, because they would get their part 6 losses. And they would be at no lead, so that would be not yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but in the NPI, they flipped Wesleyan and Carthage as far as giveaway. Yeah, we had talked about that when that would flip itself. For me alone. Now I'm not reality, shut his head screaming. Mommy give me alone. But I don't regret, but too young to shout it do. Mommy regret, could never take a leave home. Now I'm left with this stuff with gray strong. With the stare face, cause they never stay strong. She shouted with the she Okay, that sounds great. Or you could also then maybe take the player of the game to the men downstairs with Alex and Bailey, and then take them to a building. I mean, the women are different just because, I mean, hell, they're probably going to get all 4 of them most of the time.
Well, I tried to get Troy out, and they got my 2s 20 to this St. Carlo. Like,
that was back-to-back games.
2 games in a row.
Yeah.
And Oren was like, that's why you want to Carlo again. Like, that's because we did this.
Carlo was like wondering why he was up there too. So
well, I did it too, and I was like pulling up. Like, in the year 2025, we could probably do an electronic messaging.
Yeah, probably so.
So we'll need a spot for that at some point. We'll just find the wireless.
Body always on fucking job. I got no bodies, got to see.
So, yeah, Wesleyan and North tied. I think we're targeting it because they one of the top teams. Yeah, the Wire.
As long as you're right about that. We'll be able to get there. Yep.
We'll have to pop one of those out. I assume you're going to sit in on the jury interview.
On the running interview?
On the part-time interview show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If that works out okay for you.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Right side, the cutter to Hardy for the throwdown. A senior day to remember for Grant Hardy with an impressive.
For the fourth-ranked Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Today they play their final regular season game at the Shirk Center and hope to earn a couple more with a win, which would lock up their third CCIW regular season title when they take on the 8-14 Millikin Big Blue. I'm Matt Sossler alongside Joel Swanson, Alex Bardenitis, and Kaylee Unruh will join us in just a couple of moments. But Joel, it's senior day. We see a lot of green, a lot of white over the course of the day. We'll honor 10 seniors across both programs. It's an emotional day and a lot on the line for Wesleyan.
Yeah, and certainly is. And you know, introductions and everything that goes along with that, family, and you kind of have to celebrate the moment, and then you got to be able to put it behind you. It's time to play basketball, and that can be a difficult thing to do, Matt. And also, with senior day comes a little bit more pressure. It certainly is a much better senior day when you come out on the victorious side. I think the men and the women both feel that sometimes. So Millikin comes in here, rivalry game, senior day, a lot on the line. Should be a lot of fun.
That's the lead that gets buried. You have senior day, you have all the pomp, the circumstance, conference title on the line for the women. For the men, they try to potentially clinch a first-round bye in the conference tournament today with a win and some help. But at the end of the day, it's a team that's from just 30 minutes down the road, a Millikin team that had Wesleyan's number on the women's side the past few years.
Yeah, a very capable Millikin team, no doubt about it, and Illinois Wesleyan knows it. You know, they stubbed their toe for the first time last Saturday against Carthage. Obviously rebounded very nicely against North Park on Tuesday night, but really looking to put another conference win in their tally mark there and really do something now. Third conference championship possibly for this particular group. That is really something to be proud of.
We'll take a quick timeout, joined by assistant coach Brian Ersman right after this on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Pre-game before senior day, Illinois Wesleyan taking on Millikin. Matt Sossler alongside assistant coach Brian Ersman. Coach, the green and white plastered across the Shirk Center, special t-shirts. It's a very special day for a senior class that has done a ton. It'll take a while to break down everything this class has done, but how do you focus on not only the ceremony and honoring these seniors, but focusing on a very pivotal game inside the white lines?
Yeah, it's a lot going on, like you said, and I don't have 10 minutes to tell you what each of these four seniors mean to our program and to us. But yeah, it's a big day. We've talked about it. You have to embrace it. Senior day, chance to clinch a conference championship, to host a tournament. But I think the way you deal with that is just playing really hard, right? You play hard, not like you don't have to be out of this world. You do your normal thing you've been doing all season, and play for each other. So, and also, we have a lot more left to do, and we tell ourselves that too. So it's not an emotional day, it's a happy day.
With that sentiment, you have a chance to do exactly what you did last year, which is hoist a trophy on center court on senior day. What's going to be some of the tactics, especially against the Millikin team that causes a helter-skelter pace of basketball?
Yeah, I mean, we embrace a pretty crazy pace ourselves. I think people who watch us know that. So if they want to play fast, that'll be right into our hands. So, again, we don't have to do anything, out of this world. We got to play our game, play under control, keep players in front of us, and then, not get discouraged if they do knock down a few threes. They are really shooting the three ball a lot better since the last time we played them. Their percentages are all higher pretty much across the board individually. So they're a much improved team, much like the rest of the conference. The second time around, it's that much harder to beat the team.
Mentioned the second time around. The last time in Decatur last month, it was the Lauren Huber show in the first quarter, and then Mallory Powers closed out with a double-double. If they're able to stifle those two, what's the plan of attack utilizing the other weapons for the Titans?
Yeah, obviously that's the beauty of our team and the balance that we have. We've had several different leading scorers on the year. I believe we've had, 6 maybe different leading scorers for a game. So if you take 2 people away, we have plenty of other people ready to step up. So again, don't worry too much about the scoring.
Your scouting report the second time through on the Big Blue.
Yeah, talked about their improved three-point shooting. They have 4, they actually start pretty much like 5 guards. They bring in a really tough post player who's a freshman. I think is going to be a really good player for them. I think she does volleyball and track as well, so just an outstanding athlete. So we're going to have to handle her in the paint. Everyone else, we got to be in, ready to defend the drive and contest the three. You can't say one-dimensional players for much of their starting lineup, which is, tough to guard. That takes team defense more so than even individual defense.
Your keys to hoisting that trophy in about 2 hours.
Yeah, team defense and then controlling the pace.
Matt Sosler alongside assistant coach Brian Erisman. Coach, enjoy the senior day and good luck this afternoon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Joel House back on right after this on IWSports.com.
Berg drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9 runs in their last 2 innings. They win it tonight 13-12.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had. For the space to discover passions, bond over dreams, and make lifelong friends. Breakthrough at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Back at the Shirk Center, Matt Sosler alongside Joel Swanson. Senior day as the 4th-ranked Titans battle the 8-14 Millikin Big Blue, who are 7-6 in the CCIW. Let's call up those CCIW standings and take a look at what this game means, because it's not just about the Titans claiming at least a share of a title with a win that would put them still at 1 loss at 13-1 in conference. It wouldn't matter what Carroll does. They can also lock up a CCIW regular season crown, either a share if it were to be a loss with a Carroll loss, or they can claim it outright with a win and a Carroll loss today. As for Millikin, Joel, you take a look at those standings. It is a traffic jam. Spots 3 through spots 8, which is the difference between hosting a first-round playoff game and having your season be done.
Yeah, and certainly in a CCIW basketball season, not uncommon to have a traffic jam right there in the middle. Really, really good competition throughout the season. Matt, sometimes the difference between 3rd and 8th could be a couple of buckets here or there, a turnover here or there. There's just not a lot of margin for error for most of the women's teams and the men's team. So it's going to come right down to the end here. But unfortunately for Illinois Wesleyan, they're about as good a place as you can possibly be for this time of the season.
The Titans with 3 opportunities to get the conference tournament back here at the Shirk, which is a goal that Maya Smith harped on during practice the past few days. She did not shy away from the fact that if they are successful today, they don't have to travel in 2 weeks, which is something that, Joel, I know as we're going through travel logistics potentially for what the men will be doing in 2 weeks going on the road to Carthage, it is vital to be able to have those 2 games on your home court.
Yeah, and certainly just like every basketball season, Division III, a lot to play for every single time out. And for Illinois Wesleyan right now, conference championship, hosting the conference tournament. And on the national scene, trying to get in that top 8 to be able to be bracketed in a great spot once the NCAA tournament comes. And boy, if you can host, boy, does it make a big difference, especially at the Shirk Center with the crowd that you're going to draw for a first and second round game. Huge advantage not having to travel early on. And boy, once you have to go to somebody else's place, boy, the odds of you winning go down pretty dramatically. So if you can get those games at home, wherever that's going to be, it certainly is to your advantage. That's what makes NCAA Division III basketball so wonderful. Every single night there is always something to play for. Even when you got a nice conference lead right now like Wesleyan does, still a ton to play for in the conference race and also the national scene as well.
We talk a lot about certainties in college basketball. Well, there's no further uncertainty than going on the road at this time of year and trying to win a ball game.
Yeah, and certainly as you start to get into late February now, start moving into March, it is also nice to have a lot of seniors on the roster. Boy, senior day, when you're honoring 5 of them, that's a good sign for your team. This is a team that has been through so many battles, through the CCIW grind, has experienced 2 NCAA tournaments. They know what it's all about, and they've been knocked out of the second round 2 times. Boy, they are ready to get there and get beyond that as well. So that'll be a key here going forward. If you can get a couple home games there, that certainly is going to be helpful.
Taking a look one more time at the fight for the top spot in the CCIW women's basketball race. Again, the scenarios could not be more clear for Illinois Wesleyan. Win one of your last 3, you get to play here. You go 0-3, Carroll goes 3-0. Then that tournament will head up north to Van Mel at Waukesha. So like you said, Joel, the Titans are in pristine condition.
Yeah, they certainly are. And obviously the probability of them having to go up to Waukesha is very slim at this point. But also, you know, it's not just about wins and losses, but it's about playing good basketball right now. You really want to be sharp going into the tournament. You know, we talked to Coach Maya Smith after that Carthage loss. I think she was happy on the offensive end, but certainly frustrated on the defensive end. They turned that around in a big way against North Park, only giving up 42 points. But sometimes you stub your toe. It kind of gets you refocused a little bit when you're on the short end of a scoreboard. And all of a sudden now you start to find that extra gear that you could take into a conference tournament and ultimately into the NCAA tournament as well.
We'll take a quick 30 seconds. Our players to watch, followed by Senior Day ceremonies when we come back on IWSports.com. Pre-game at the Shirk Center, Matt Sosler alongside Joel Swanson, diving into our players to watch, starting with the Millikin Big Blue. It's their point guard, the straw that stirs the drink, the engine to their motor, number 7, Matthias Tellis.
Yeah, 10.3 points per game, but look at that number of steals. That means you're able to put pressure on the basketball, and that is such a key. But we start talking about point guards. You know, there's point guards are important in every game, but against Illinois Wesleyan and that pressure defense, it becomes magnified even more. Your ability not just to be able to score some points, but hang on to the basketball. That's the reason why Carthage beat the Titans last Saturday. Very few live ball turnovers, and they got shots almost on every possession, and that was the key for the Firebirds in that contest.
And for the Titans, there's plenty to choose from, but on Senior Day, we go with Lauren Huber.
Yeah, Lauren Huber, not just this year, but a 4-year career. Certainly has been stellar throughout, man. Remember when she was a freshman coming right on, scoring points, and really doing it the same way for 4 years. Nice mid-range game, terrific rebounder, really good defender, but even more importantly, a terrific leader.
We now send it down courtside to public address announcer Ben Alcine as Lauren Huber and 3 other seniors get recognized.
Today's CCIW contest will feature the visiting Millikin University Big Blue and your host, the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. Millikin enters the day 8-14 on the season, 7-6 in the conference. The Big Blue are coached by Kirsten Hammer in her first season. Illinois Wesleyan is 21-1 on the season, 12-1 in CCIW, coaching the Titans in her 27th season with 10 CCIW championships and a record of 518 wins and 208 losses. Maya Smith. Fans, at this time we'd like to recognize our 2025 women's basketball seniors. This very special group has compiled an 80-27 overall record alongside a 50-11 CCIW record. Together, they have led the Titans to 2 CCIW regular season titles and 1 CCIW tournament championship with 2 NCAA postseason appearances. First, Titan women's basketball would like to recognize its senior managers, starting with Liam Bavona. Liam is escorted by his father, Kristen. After graduation, Liam will start an accounting job in Oak Brook. His favorite memory is getting to know everyone this year. Liam Bavona. Next, we have manager Madison Reber. Madison is escorted by her family friend and IW graduate, Colleen McMahon. Following graduation, Madison will attend graduate school for dental hygiene. Her favorite memory from over the years is watching Coach B lose in bowling. Madison Reber. Now to our senior Titan women's basketball players. First, number 5, Lauren Huber. Lauren is escorted by parents Marcia and Troy Huber. Coach Smith says of Lauren, she is one of the 2 most athletic players I have coached. Most impressed with her freshman year when she joined the track team at the conference championship to participate in the heptathlon. With very little practice, she won the event right after having been named All-CCIW on the basketball court. Coach Smith's favorite memory of Lauren is from earlier this season when she hit a reverse layup versus Trinity to send it into overtime to keep the win streak alive. Lauren will attend PA school after graduation. Her favorite memory as a Titan is going to Italy with the team and singing karaoke with Coach B in Florence. Fans, Lauren Huber. Next up, number 20, Katie Knutson. Katie is escorted by parents Cheryl and Toby Knutson. Coach Smith added, Katie and I share a faith-based connection. I am super proud of her donation to St. Jude in 2023 and her devotion to giving to others. What Coach Smith will miss most about Katie is watching her face light up when she is excited about something, whether it is basketball accomplishment of her own or talking about a friend. Katie beams happiness. Katie will take a job back near home following graduation. Her favorite memory is this year's trip to Texas, winning both games and going to the Alamo Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Knutson. Our next senior is number 23, Mallory Powers. Mallory is escorted by parents Dean and Mandy Powers. What Coach Smith will miss most is her ability to do whatever it takes to help the team. Play post defense, rebound, knock down a 3, snag a steal on the RNJ. I will miss her versatility, but miss her willingness to do whatever it takes for her team even more. Outside of Brother Tyson's Twitter comments, my fondest basketball memory of Mal is the perfect follow-through on her trail 3s. Mallory will attend North Central's 2-year master program for occupational therapy following graduation. Her favorite IW basketball memory is winning the CCIW tournament her freshman year and making it to the NCAA tournament. Mallory Powers. Our last senior is number 24, Kate Palmer. Kate is escorted by her parents, Melissa and Sean Palmer. What Coach Smith will miss most about KP is her announcing her presence in the locker room for the pregame talk and her rapping ability. Her favorite memories of KP are the shot to win the game at Whitewater versus DePaul in the NCAA Regional as a freshman, and her half-court shot from a steal that made it all the way to the ESPN Top 10. Kate will work as an OB, labor, and delivery nurse after graduation in the suburbs of Chicago. Her favorite IW basketball memory is this year's season opening tournament in Michigan. She added it set the tone for our goals this season and showed our ability to overcome adversity. I also enjoyed our bus ride jam session on the way home. Ladies and gentlemen, Kate Palmer. Ladies and gentlemen, your Titan 2025 seniors Lauren Huber, Katie Knudsen, Mallory Powers, and Kate Palmer. And now our national anthem, played by the IWU Tuba Euphonium Quartet. And now let's meet our starters. First, for the visitors from Millikin. 5'6" and a senior from Coralville, Iowa, number 7, Mattia Tellis. 6 even and a senior from Sullivan, number 10, Emily White. A 5'7" senior from Philo, 13, Kylie Block. 5'8" and a sophomore from Sullivan, 21, Izzy Hay. And a 5'11" senior from Springfield, 30, Emily Renines. And now for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. 5'6" and a junior from Lincolnshire, 22, Ava Barnett.
A 5'8" guard from Woodbury, Illinois, number 5, Lauren Huber.
A 6-foot forward from Maryville, Illinois,
Number 20,
Katie Knudsen.
A 5'10" guard from Amboy, Illinois,
Number 23, Valerie Powers.
A 5'10" guard from Geneva, Illinois.
Number 24.
Kate Palmer.
There are intros, and there are intros.
That was
Joel.
terrific. I love that.
The parents of all 4 Titan seniors getting to announce their name for hopefully not the last time at the Shirk Center, and that's what's at stake here today. If the Titans win, they claim a share, at least, of the CCIW regular season crown, and with tiebreak, will get hosting rights in the conference tournament in a couple of weeks' time. Millikin, they're in that traffic jam, like you mentioned pregame. They're trying to play for a spot, whether it's to continue their season into the postseason, or it's potentially, depending on what they can do, hosting a first-round game, which going to Griswold Indicator on that Tuesday is not going to be easy for any Chicagoland or Wisconsin program.
That's certainly a long trip, and see if Millikin here can hang with the Titans today. And Millikin's kind of got that playbook together how to do that last Saturday. We'll see if Millikin can hang around here at the Shirk Center this afternoon.
Underway in Bloomington, Titans win the tap and start with possession. 4 seniors and a junior in the starting 5. Bardick loses her footing out of bounds, and Millikin forces an early turnover.
A nice job. Millikin comes out, that straight man-to-man. Really well defended, keeping the Titans out of the lane, and now we see that full court pressure for the first time this afternoon. It's going to have to be handled for 40 consecutive minutes, and that becomes the challenge for the opponent.
Tellis, their main ball handler out of Corsville, Iowa, Augustana transfer, put up double figures in their meeting in January down in Decatur. Block, one of their better three-point shooters up top. 3-ball drain from Emily White.
That was a concern for Illinois Wesleyan coming in. Millikin has shot it really well lately. That was just dribble penetration. Nice little kick out for that 3-point shot, and got a really good look at it.
Answer, you bet.
Valerie Powers did a really nice job coming off a little fade screen right there. Just give her enough space to be able to knock it home. So far, so good for Millikin against the pressure.
The call and response game continues. White second in as many trips.
A really nice job skipping that basketball over the top right there. They beat the pressure. Only Wesleyan was still trying to transition back into their half-court defense. Nice skip over the top for a 3-point shot.
Huber draws the double. Knutson fouled on her way up.
And trying to drop down was Emily Brenneisen that time. It just got there a little bit too slow. She had that help side defense, and that can be really difficult to get that quick drop. Knutson was on the backside. Millikin had good help defense right there, but one more half step, she probably gets there and gets a steal instead of a foul.
Knutson shoots 65% from the line. Transferred to Wesleyan from Southern Illinois at Edwardsville. Playing her last regular season home game at the Shirk in a perfect pair. Block in some trouble. Able to escape to Brenneisen. Tellis. Way off. Titans with a fast break if they hurry. Powers, one more. Too much, second go. Huber with the board. And the putback.
That just sums up the way Lauren Huber plays. She gets that weak side rebound. It's a tip to herself and then a score.
Knutson positioned well, but not enough. Izzy Hay with the deuce.
Well, this is Illinois Wesleyan's tempo. There's no doubt about that. Up and down the floor we go to start this contest.
Powers moves around, can't close. Tapped into the hands of Tellis.
Brenneisen did a nice job that time, able to come in and get that rebound. But again, we'll see if Millikin can keep up. With the pace is high here to start the game, only 2.5 minutes in.
Already 15 combined points, mostly via the three-pointer. No pile on, this time from Kylie Block, who drained a couple in the first quarter down in Decatur a month ago. Foul on the release, that's against Hay, her first, team second.
Now looks like Millikin has no plans in slowing this one down here this afternoon. They have gone up and down the floor with the Titans. They're taking really quick shots at the basket, getting decent looks and knocking down 3-point shots here to start the contest for the Big Blue out in front 8-7. But This is exactly the tempo that Illinois Wesleyan wants.
Huber given a lane, she converts.
Yeah, really nice job using that fake right there. A little fake with a player coming out to the corner. Is able to gain a lane to the basket.
She's got 4. Tellis in trouble. Big Blue able to reset. Johnson against help. 8 on the shot clock. And the Big Blue run out of time. Bella Dudley lost track of the shot clock.
Yeah, really nice job that time by Illinois Wesleyan. I mean, the key is trying to cut off the lane, but still getting really good closeouts under control. Really nice job taking Millikin off the three-point line on that particular possession, and the Big Blue just ran out of time.
Joel, you mentioned pace. With Sawyer White on the floor, we're going from Mach 100 to Mach 10,000. Nearly turned over by Palmer. Powers. Second tray.
The more this game goes up and down, the more it's going to favor Illinois Wesleyan. They like that chaotic style. Up and down the floor they go. And so far, they've done a nice job keeping Tellis away from the basketball for Millikin.
On the ground, tie up. Arrow favors Millikin, and that was a huge message in practice from Maya Smith is how do we not necessarily deny the ball from Mattia Tellis, but how do we avoid her?
Yeah, they've done a really nice job so far making some other players bring the basketball up.
Johnson on the double. Second go. Huber might have gotten a hand on it. Hit the rim, so Millikin gets a fresh shot clock.
You can see Johnson is a load inside, and that's what Coach Ayersman talked about before the game.
Dudley too much. Powers with the snare. Palmer had an opportunity on the trail, stripped out of bounds off her chest.
Yeah, she just lost it at the last moment. Boy, Illinois Wesleyan, again, really good job in transition, spreading the floor, and all of a sudden that opens up driving angles to be able to get to the glass. Palmer just couldn't corral it long enough to be able to get it in the basket. Be really interesting to see what Wesleyan does down low with Johnson, number 22, the 5'10 freshman. You can tell she's going to be a problem inside, and if there's one weakness Illinois Wesleyan has, it probably is that post defense, not having that rim protector. We'll see how they handle her here. It's going to be a good test for them.
Especially with Katie Knudsen on the bench for the moment.
See how patient Millikin's going to be here and see if they at least try to get a paint touch inside to Johnson in that block area.
White got her hand in the way, hit off of her last.
Illinois Wesleyan does a tremendous job putting pressure on the basketball, and we see it right from the beginning here, doing it in the full court and half court style.
Tatum Young, freshly into the game, the sophomore out of Forsyth, Illinois, the Wheaton, Massachusetts transfer. Another deep shot clock. Brenneisen way wide. Titans with a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Huber and White to perfection.
Long shot, long rebound. That is a key to transition. And once the Titans get out in transition, they are certainly a problem. And there's Tellis doing a nice job breaking the press right there. And that's why they want her to have the basketball. Really good cross-court vision and nobody dropping on the backside for Illinois Wesleyan to be able to take away that layup.
Young snaps a 2.5-minute scoring drought. White misfires to Powers, and that brings us to the media timeout with the Titans leading by 4. We'll take a quick 30 right here on IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Midway through the first quarter at the Shirk Center on Senior Day, Matt Sossler alongside Joel Swanson, Illinois Wesleyan with a 4-point advantage over their rivals to the south, the Millikin Big Blue. Joel, it's been very fast-paced to start, and the Titans have certainly taken advantage of that.
Yeah, and that would be the concern I would have if I was Millikin, is the pace of this game so far. 14-10, but Matt, we saw the same thing last Saturday, but Carthage went up and down the floor. Illinois Wesleyan ended up working out fine for them. We'll see if the Big Blue can hang around playing this type of pace, because it's been a chaotic start. The ball literally has gone up and down the floor, a lot of flat, fast break offense. I have to think that's going to favor Illinois Wesleyan over a 40-minute contest.
Titans shooting over 70% from the floor. Millikin 4 of 10. Johnson down low against Huber. Charge!
That might have put the shoulder down just a little bit. I think Johnson was claiming a flop right there, but you can see once she catches it, though, boy, she's going to be difficult to deal with. Be interesting to see once Millikin gets in the half court. They've been using her a lot with some high ball screens. If they do just throw that ball down to the block and see what she can do with it inside. It'll be interesting to see if they go to that strategy as the game goes on, but they got to break that press first.
Johnson's first. Team's third of the quarter. Bardick, pocket picked, able to stave off Tellis. Knudsen, faking the roll.
A really nice little head and shoulder fake right there. And if you notice, that hit fake freezes the defender for just a moment. It creates just enough space for her to be able to score. And there's Sawyer White doing what she does best.
The Sawyer White special, a steal with a side of 2 points.
Yeah, really nice job coming from the backside. Boy, you dribble right into that trap right there. They're going to force you down the sideline. And that's what Carthage did such a nice job of last week, is not allowing Illinois Wesleyan to get to those trap positions. Easier said than done.
Young in a straitjacket, that's 10 seconds.
Oh, the pressure is just mounting here against Millikin. It was interesting the way Carthage did attack that press a week ago. First of all, the two post girls were way down the floor, never brought them up. It was pretty much playing 3-on-3 at that point. And also, the point guard never dribbled towards the sideline. It was always more towards the middle, making it much more difficult to get that second person over to be able to trap.
Mentioned it on Tuesday, Joel. The Titan defense is like a boa constrictor. The more you panic, the more it just squeezes and squeezes, more pressure applied. Powers from long range, bingo!
She is feeling it, and that's what I mentioned a moment ago. If this game is played in the 80s and 90s, and we're heading even higher score than that right now, well, Millikin's just going to have a hard time keeping up.
Powers' third triple of the day, near steal, but just a hair late and a foul.
Yeah, nice job by Tellis right there. If you notice, she took that one step towards the ball. If she doesn't, now her Powers is still dribbling and probably shooting a layup right now. Really nice job. Instead of giving up two on the other end, forces a foul. Well, you tell your players all the time, move towards the basketball as much as you possibly can. And Lauren Huber go back in the lineup. And how about the start for Mallory Powers? Because she has been firing away from that three-point line.
9 points, all from behind the three-point line. She's 3 of 4 from three-point land. Wesleyan with their largest lead of 11. Millikin has been scoreless the last 98 seconds. Another deep shot clock. White, who's been their best shooter today, does not get the friendly roll. Huber with the rebound. Palmer overruns. Tie up. Arrow favors Millikin.
Again, it's interesting how they're using Johnson inside, the 5'10 freshman. Again, a lot of perimeter screens, and we'll see if they do try to drop that ball in the post here a little bit more. We saw Carthage have a lot of success with that last Saturday. The Firebirds attacked the rim really well, but also dropped it in the post area. And Illinois Wesleyan not having to deal with that very much here so far in this contest.
And the scoreboard fooling everybody. The arrow favors Illinois Wesleyan, so now on the board it should flip over to Millikin, considering the successful inbound. Volley splits two. A hair short, volleyball style. Palmer to Huber, one-on-one. Foul, count it, and another on the house.
There's Lauren Huber making plays right there. Well, Illinois Wesleyan doesn't even have possession if Lauren Huber doesn't tip that basketball. Tips it, grabs it, gets that offensive rebound. Now take a look at that. There's the tip, the offensive rebound, and rewarded at the other end with the and one. There's the finish at the rim. Well, that sums up what she's been doing for 4 years for the Titans inside. She knocks down the free throw.
7 points to go along with 4 boards.
Yeah, and it's how she gets those rebounds as well. I mean, they're not coming straight to her. She is tipping the basketball, going and get it. Range rebounder there, just really doing a nice job. And it's what we've seen for 4 straight seasons, and now stealing the basketball in the press.
by Huber. Palmer. Toilet bowls in and out. Offensive rebound by none other than the All-American. However, no luck on the finish.
And Millikin continues to try to run with Illinois Wesleyan here, down 14 now. That's where the ball needs to go, right there.
Mismatch, second offensive foul on Johnson.
Yeah, the second time she's been called for an offensive foul inside. Boy, if you talk about teaching a drop step, now that was an outstanding drop step to the basket. To see Millikin coming back the other way here on the replay. Watch them drop that basketball inside. There's the drop step. Well, that's how you teach it right there. Might have gotten an elbow right up in the face of the defender, but finally able to get that basketball inside a little bit. And you can see how effective she could possibly be against that Wesleyan defense.
And the story that's buried, that's her second foul. Knutson on the other end.
Yeah, both on the offensive end, too, and that's got what has to be frustrating for Millikin.
Tapped out of bounds. They'll actually see if they charge a foul or they call that out. Looks like just regular old out of bounds. We play on.
Yeah, I thought there was a foul coming over the top as well, but it was not the case.
I saw the push signal from the officiating crew. Backcourt violation. Bardick denies the opportunity. Can't reap the reward. Huber out of bounds, and it goes Millikin's way. If you're Coach Smith, you can't really be frustrated with that. You would have gotten it back in a dead ball situation.
Yeah, it's certainly a situation there where Illinois Wesleyan, again, once they get over half court, we got that trailing player who's going to get that secondary trap. Here comes Kate Palmer with that backside trap now. Much better job by Millikin, but it's important for the Millikin guards to give the ball handler an angle to be able to reverse the basketball out of there. An angle right now is what they need. The player needs to come over. Never happened that time, but you got to give an angle for the player with the ball.
Tellis on skates, rebounded by Huber. That's her 6th rebound of the day. Knutson, what a move.
Yeah, if that pass isn't right on the money, it's probably a steal going the other way. Mallory Powers did a nice job. She had a little ball fake in there, able to find Knutson on the backside, and another miss for Millikin. This is exactly what Illinois Wesleyan wants. Quick shot for the Big Blue, head down the other direction.
Huber split 2, and she gets a trip to the line.
Yeah, good job by Lauren Huber. She had Kate Palmer in the corner right there. Again, a little ball fake like it was going to the corner, got down the lane. Now will find herself at the line right here. Boy, a 16-point lead, and man, it was 14-10 in a blink of an eye. It's 12 straight for Illinois Wesleyan, and now all of a sudden Millikin's looking at that scoreboard even thinking, can they stay in the game here this afternoon?
Since that media timeout, like you said, Joel, now 13 straight for the green and white.
Yeah, this is Illinois Wesleyan basketball, and this is what Carthage avoided last Saturday, which was the big Illinois Wesleyan run, that quick run, that spurt. Titans did take a 7-point lead in the second half, but Carthage able to crawl back into it after that. And the free throw up and good by Lauren Huber. She's having a huge first period.
Similar to what she did in Decatur, where she scored 15 points in the opening 10. Today she's got 8 and 6.
Yeah, quick shot again there for Millikin, playing right into the hands of the Titans, but really going to be forced to do that the rest of the way, down 18 already.
One dribble pickup, a little bit of a side bump, offensive rebound from three-point land. No heat check, third opportunity. Knutson makes it happen.
And again, Millikin is just so spread out defensively that the weak side rebound is going to be open. Titans taking advantage of it right there.
Little bit of a differential between shot and game clock. Travel called. So we got 8.6 seconds. Titans with a chance to build their lead. How fitting would this be? 23 has a chance to make it 23.
Yeah, absolutely here. And boy, nice job by Illinois Wesleyan shutting off that baseline right there. Really good help side defense.
5. Palmer. Bardick. Triple. No luck, and that is how the first quarter ends. Illinois Wesleyan dominant in the opening stanza. We thought Senior Day could have some emotions behind it, maybe a slow start, but they took those emotions and lit their hair on fire and kept on going. We'll break down the opening 10 when we come back on IWSports.com. Back at the Shirk Center for the start of the second quarter. Titans up 30-10. Matt Sossler alongside Joel Swanson. We now introduce the third and fourth members of our broadcast team, Alex Bardenitis and Kaylee Unruh. We'll get it back down to them in just a moment, or they'll talk about Mallory Powers. But Joel, if you're going to script a first quarter, that's exactly what you want from the green and white.
Absolutely, and for Illinois Wesleyan, that's the way you want to play basketball right there. Up and down, a little bit of chaos doesn't bother the Titans at all. Some turnovers on the other side and make the opponent take quick shots, and that's what Illinois Wesleyan was able to do. But when you draw up a quarter for Illinois Wesleyan women's basketball, that is it.
Millikin's been scoreless the last 5 minutes. Chance to use the quarter break to break the drought. Mallory Powers says no. The steal, the assist potentially. Titans slow it down. Knut's in through traffic. Big Blue recontrols.
Yeah, that went right through the hands of Lauren Huber that time. Looked like it got tipped. But you look at that first quarter, Titans off to a great start shooting the basketball, 52% from the floor, got to the free throw line, 43% from that three-point line as well. So off to a really nice start in this contest, a 20-point lead, and Millikin has really struggled with this press on both sides of the floor, backcourt and front court.
And now approaching a 6-minute scoring drought for the visitors, and that's the one place you don't want to be trapped. That's in the corner. Huber loses it, and Millikin catches a break.
Yeah, that corner right there, the baseline and sideline, when they've gotten over half court, they've dribbled into the corner there, that backcourt line and also the sideline as well. So they've really struggled with the press here so far. It has really bothered them. It has really sped them up, and that's what Illinois Wesleyan wanted on the offensive end.
The last time they met in late January, first quarter was tight. It was within 6 points. Tellis can't break the drought. Huber, another and one.
A great job by Lauren Huber trailing the play, but boy, that pass was right on the money. And she's able to take it and finish inside. Really well done that time by the Titans. They have scored a lot of transition points so far. Fast break points. Illinois Wesleyan had 6 in the quarter coming right at you. Look at Lauren Huber trailing the play. Nicely done on the dump off there. Draws the contact, gets all the way to the rim and able to finish now. A chance to knock in that three-point play.
She's in double figures. Forget this, Joel. The 21st time this year.
Yeah, she is the model of consistency, and you know what you're going to get out of Lauren Huber. A lot of that, those points are going to be scored either in the paint or 15 feet or in. Ability to be able to rebound the basketball as well. Strong post defender, even at her size, able to keep players out of the lane.
A different press break from Millikin. It does not work. White. Cha-ching.
Once you get it rolling, sometimes all the shots start going in. And when you build a 26-point lead, it takes some of that pressure off as well on each one of those individual shots. Sawyer White doing a nice job right off that skip pass. Stepped right into it. Didn't hesitate at all and knocks in the three-pointer right there. 36-10, and this one has definitely gotten away from Millikin here. It was a 14-10 game, 22 in a row here by Illinois Wesleyan. Boy, this is a run here by the Titans.
Over the last 6 minutes and 16 seconds, and Joel, that's been a narrative for the Titans this season. You look at, I'm not even taking it wins and losses in a split. I'm taking it games within 5 and games beyond 5. Every game the Titans have won that have been 5 points or more, they have forced a scoring drought at some point in the game, 3 minutes or more. Every game that has been 5 points or less, there has not been that drought in that regard. So that's what the Titans do. And here today, Millikin has not scored in the last 6 minutes and 16 seconds of gameplay.
Usually against a team like Illinois Wesleyan, your scoring drought isn't necessarily the empty possessions in the backcourt. It could also be turnovers in the front court leading for points on the other side, which leads to a surge of points, which is just hard to keep up with after a while. So Illinois Wesleyan is definitely a feast and famine type team. Boy, when they get it rolling, absolutely they can turn you over, get easy baskets on the other end, and it just keeps on coming.
Shooting 50% from beyond the three-point line. And you also look at how this Titan defense operates in the middle third of the basketball court. Lid still on the rim for Millikin, off a blue jersey last.
Yeah, you noticed early on Millikin was getting some really good three-point looks, but boy, now it's been difficult for them to be able to get good looks in the half court. Their offense has really been sped up here over the last 6 minutes of the contest and has really played into the hands of the Titans.
They made 8 threes down in Decatur against Illinois Wesleyan, and that was one of the first aspects of basketball that Coach Smith addressed in practice the next day. Is 8 threes, that's 24 points. You can't give that up if you want to be successful. Bali for a triple. Too much. Huber. Almost. Young comes away with the rock.
Let's see if Millikin can do something in transition here.
Tellis on the trail. And still, they're unable to find the bottom of the bucket.
Got a really good look, but those good looks have been few and far between, and sometimes when you're not getting many, the ones that you do get aren't going down.
Snared at the last second by Emily White.
That should break the drought right here. Nope, couldn't get it off the glass, and then tipped out of bounds and could avoid it going out. It'll belong to the Titans.
Tellis had her foot on the line with contact. Now it's 7:28. Scoreless drought for Millikin.
Yeah, they certainly have struggled here on the offensive end. It really started in the backcourt, turning the basketball over, giving up some easy opportunities for Illinois Wesleyan. They've also had a hard time once they've gotten it over half court, dealing with the traps of the Titans, having a hard time reversing it, finding the open player. That's been difficult for them so far.
White defers. Bardick just a tad to the left.
And the impressive thing about Illinois Wesleyan is many times they'll try to trap, make or miss. They try to keep that pressure up as high as they can.
Johnson with 2 fouls. Young. And the drought continues. Foul on Tellis, 94 feet from the rim.
Yeah, that ball went inside that time for Johnson. Got a double team, got a good kick. That's really how it has to happen for Millikin. Dump that basketball inside, draw that double team, and then on that kick out, get some better looks from that three-point line. Did a better job handling the pressure on that particular trip right there. We'll see if they can find it a little bit to try to get themselves somewhat back in the contest here in the second quarter.
Knutson against the double, no issue.
Yeah, great slip that time to the basket. As goes to set that ball screen on the outside. It's 2 steps like you're setting the screen and a slip straight to the basket right there. Many times that player that is defending you will jump up to guard that ball screen. You can slip to the inside, get an easy look, and that's what Knutson did on that play.
An interesting tactic. Tellis is now the inbounder for Millikin. Unsuccessful attempt from Dudley and taken by Bali.
Yeah, Dudley got all the way to the basket right there, just couldn't finish. Millikin's had some decent trips here the last couple times down.
Bali in some trouble. Palmer, mismatch against Johnson. White. A foul called against Tellis. That's her second.
And 2 hands on the hand check that time as looked like Sawyer White just about got an angle right there. As Tellis cut her off, picks up the personal foul.
That's her second, and foul trouble is still a storyline given that we're still in the first half.
And my guess is all of those players will stay on the floor here with the margin being where it's at.
Johnson and Tellis, the 2 leading scorers for the Big Blue, each with 2. Palmer working down low. Tapped out of bounds by Tellis.
Kate Palmer that time powering to the basket inside. Had a good look, just left it a little bit short. Nice job by Tellis coming over to knock that ball out of bounds. Otherwise, Palmer gets that rebound. He gets a second really nice look at the rim.
On the glass, Titans are out rebounding the Big Blue 19-10.
Yeah, pretty much the Titans have dominated in every statistical category in this one, including the scoreboard.
Powers. What else?
Yeah, she is having a terrific afternoon. That was a pick and pop right there. She sets that high screen right there, pops to an open position, and knocks down that three-point shot. Boy, players who can perfect that pick and pop are just so difficult to guard, because even if you have a really nice player coming off that ball screen, you can see now Mallory Powers will set that screen, little pop to the outside. That's where that three-point shot goes down once again. Boy, she has been hot from the very beginning today.
Powers is 4 of 6 from three-point land. Coach Smith mentioned in the pregame senior ceremony that her favorite thing about Mallory is her quick release. And it's almost ask it and you shall receive type thing. And the scoreless spell continues for Millikin as blocks off the mark. They've been off the scoreboard for nearly a quarter's worth of time. Powers continues her air raid in Bloomington.
That was just a trail play right there. You're trailing on the break, behind, stepping into a three. Millikin didn't quite pick her up soon enough. That was a pretty deep shot that time.
She's got 15. Brenneisen, second chance. Foul called. And now we wait to see who it's on. It's Palmer on the front side.
Yeah, 30-0 run here by Illinois Wesleyan.
Speaking of the friendly skies, it's not just the Titans that are doing well from deep with their high flyers. Bob Quillman is in the house from Dallas.
And that breaks that 30-0 run there as Johnson was able to score inside. Brian Ayersman talked about Johnson in the pregame, and you can see why. She does a nice job inside there. She can be tough to handle inside that post area. Finally broke a 30-0 run for Illinois Wesleyan.
Over 10.5 minutes.
That was going to belong to Millikin that time off of the basketball up in the air. The Titans thought it was going to head their way, but the Big Blue will have it again.
Just trying to do something over the last 4 minutes of this first half to get on the right track towards the second half. Against the double. Johnson, that's her third offensive foul.
It looked like she did a pretty good job splitting the double team right there inside. You can tell Illinois Wesleyan has given her a lot of attention. And at this point, I would even see if they keep her on the floor. They're going to take her out, but right now down 32 here with 3:51 to go in the second period. You're going to have to keep your best players on the floor to scrap your way to a reasonable halftime score, which is not likely.
And Johnson, their leading rebounder and leading scorer. Huber fouled on her way up. That's on White. And Joel, that's the toughest thing to do as a coach. Your best player's got 3 fouls in a game that, I'm not going to use the words out of hand yet, but has a very large gap. You have to find that balance, and you look at some of these fouls on Johnson, you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. The third time, you got to know how this game is being called.
Yeah, and certainly probably may get the elbow a little bit too high, but I actually think she's done a nice job. She got called for an offensive foul on it. I thought was a pretty nice drop step. That time she's just split the double team inside. There's usually a physical play inside, but the Titans have been fortunate that she's picked up a few fouls here. 3 offensive fouls have been called, but you don't see that very often.
Tellis also playing with a pair of fouls. She's the second leading scorer for the Big Blue. Hay and Millikin starting to get their mojo on the offensive end.
Yeah, nice job by Izzy Hay right there, right place, right time. Ball got knocked away, able to pick that one up and get a layup inside for the Big Blue.
Powers to Palmer like we've seen the last 4 years. Clockwork.
Yeah, Kate Palmer that time did a really nice job just catching that basketball, first of all.
Overcommitment. White, too much.
Illinois Wesleyan doing a nice job of making that a tough angle to be able to get that one up off the glass. No straight line drives. That becomes the key.
Knudsen wanted somebody down low. Powers steps out of bounds.
Yeah, sometimes you get ready to take that shot, that back heel kind of goes backwards to gain control of the situation. Happened to be on the sideline right there. Mallory Powers, who has just had a terrific first half for the Titans, she'll head to the bench. Knutson as well. Boy, they're able to just bring really good players off the bench as well, keep that pressure up. Some of their best pressing players actually come off the bench for them.
3 of the 4 seniors are in double figures. Knutson with 10, Powers with 15, Huber with 13. Tellis. And for the leading scorer for the Big Blue, that's her first point.
Yeah, really nice job. Nice cut across the lane. Pass was right on the money, but back and forth we go as Ava Bardick tries the 3. It doesn't go down.
Palmer comes away with the rock. 3-ball herself. Brent Eisen. Six points for the Big Blue in this first half. Kickball called against White, so a break caught. Because the Titans would have had numbers the other way.
Yeah, even Matt, when this game was 14-10, you kind of felt like Millikin was pushing the pace a little bit too much to be able to stay with Wesleyan. Kind of got the exact game that the Titans wanted here this afternoon. Didn't really do a great job controlling any sort of tempo, and I think it was really costly for them in that stretch where Illinois Wesleyan really ballooned this lead.
Taken away by Bardick. Millikin has turned it over 13 times in this first half. Huber, too much on the mid-range.
Yeah, I still love, though, when she catches the basketball, she squares up. There's another turnover by Millikin.
Bardick slams the brakes. Bali joins the three-point parade.
Yeah, nice job there, reversing the basketball around the horn. Bali able to set up and knock down that three-point shot, and now a foul here against Ava Bardick as she came up to play defense in the center of the floor. Just the 3rd team foul against Illinois Wesleyan. Bardick picks up her first. And with 1:10 to go here in the half, the Titans have hit the 50-point mark already after a huge 30-point first period.
That's the 3rd time they've done that this year. The most points they've scored in a half, 58 at North Park on December the 4th. Second most just this past Tuesday, 57 against the Vikings. Tellis can't get the teardrop. Bali on the fast break. She has the last 5.
Great job by Sawyer White. Pass right on the money. Again, a long shot, long rebound. Off the races go the Titans. Able to get into transition, get an easy one.
4 assists for White in this first half. 17 seconds between shot and game clock. Taken away by Huber. 2-on-1 if the Titans hurry. Huber just says, you know what? Let's go 1-on-1.
Yeah, nice and patient right there. 2-foot jump stop. Or the defenders back on their heels, able to create enough space to rise up over the top and knock that one home.
Huber's got 15, shot clock off. Tellis with 6. Big Blue stuck in the mud, emergency 3 from Young. And the Titans with one of their best halves of basketball. 54-16 in the first 20.
Yeah, certainly exactly the way Illinois Wesleyan wanted to play. Up and down the floor, chaotic, no doubt about it. Millikin tried to push the pace in the first 5 minutes. That was a 14-10 game, Matt. And next thing you know, look up on the scoreboard, it's 44-10. Illinois Wesleyan went on a 30-0 run, half number 1. But they got the tempo they wanted, they got the pace they wanted. Really, Johnson got in foul trouble inside, so everything that Coach Brian Harrisman said they wanted to do, they got in half number 1.
Let's now send it down courtside to Alex and Kaylee.
We'd like to recognize all the IW women's basketball alumni in attendance. If you are a women's basketball alum, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, here are IW women's basketball alums.
At the end of quarter 2, the Titans are besting the Big Blue by 34 points. Seniors Lauren Huber and Mallory Powers are leading in points here today with 15 already. Back to you, Matt.
Appreciate that. We'll take a quick timeout. Joel and I will break down the first half on IWSports.com.
Berg Berg drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9 runs in their last 2 innings. They win it tonight 13-12.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had.
Back at the Shirk Center at the intermission, it's the Titan women leading 54-16 over the rival Millikin. Matt Sosser, Joel Swanson, and the host of the QCast, Illinois Wesleyan alum Bob Quillman. And Q, I don't know what it is. You got here very fast. You tell the pilot to angle that right foot a little more, because it's not just you getting it done in the air. The Titans from three-point land, they're launching an air raid at the Shirk.
Yeah, I was worried missing the first 10, 12 minutes of the half. I'd walk into like a tie game, I'd be real nervous. But you're right, the pilot did a good job, got here, and 54-16. What a half by the Titans. Holy cow.
I want to know where you got the hockey jersey. I've seen a couple of these, and looking sharp.
So this is a great story. So the women's basketball team gave this to me, and they put my father's number 22 on this thing. So my dad played for Coach Hornberger in the 50s. And they put the number 22 with a little Bob Q back here, so that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
A pretty cool story.
Absolutely. Bob, talk about the MPI, where the Titan women are right now, and kind of maybe in a really good spot.
They're in a great spot. They dropped to, I didn't look at it this morning, I believe they're sitting there at 4-5 today. I think you want to get yourself to 4, right? You want to have a bracket built around you. There's a difference between 4 and 5. So I think the ultimate goal here is to win out through the conference tournament. I'm confident that would have them number 4 or better heading in. And
With the right side, the cutter to Hardy with a throwdown. A senior day to remember for Grant Hardy with an.
So how concerned are you about that and where the Titan men are?
Well, it's changed their path dramatically. There was a long time this season where it looked like the Titans would be one of those top line teams, top 4. Then it looked like, okay, they're still in the top 8, and the top 8 is huge because you're protected, and you can't meet anyone else in the top 8 until the Elite 8. Now at 11, if that's where they finish, somewhere below 8, it means that you're going to a sectional, and you're probably going to play, a Platteville or a lacrosse or someone that's really, really good before you get to the Final Four. But you know what, Joel? We know this. You're going to have to do that anyway. In this part of the country, you're going to play somebody great. And so I don't know that it's changed a ton about what's going to happen from here on out.
Especially in a situation where both the men and women, the first and second round, the women would host, the men are going to be on the road. So what does that look like for the Titan men?
Well, you're right. So there's a variety of places. What they do is they seed the bracket exactly as they would, irregardless of the hosting situation. The men cannot host that first weekend because the women 100% will. And you're looking at maybe you get sent to Chicago. University of Chicago, to me, seems like a place. You also could get sent somewhere interesting, like maybe Illinois College wins the MWC. And they build the bracket, so you're not. It's not like you're getting sent to Platteville or La Crosse. You're going to get sent somewhere with a bracket that you would normally have. You're just not going to be on your floor. You're going to be at one of those other places.
It's amazing, though, in the MPI, how fast you can drop. A couple of losses. North Park has found that out. I mean, with the major drop for them. 2 weeks, it looked like, hey, it could be a 3-team bids this year for the CCIW. North Park's kind of dropped out of it, but Carthage has moved up tremendously over the last couple of weeks.
Carthage is now number 13. They're very close to passing the Titans, and it feels right to have Carthage and the Titans close on the men's side because, look, we've seen Carthage beat the Titans twice. Now, their resume still isn't as good overall, but it's getting very close. And so, yeah, you can rise fast, you can fall fast. I would say we're at the point of the year, though, where that percentage change starts to slow down.
Talk about what happens when you do have wins over WashU, UW-Platteville, how important some of those big-time wins are for the men's team.
It's different than years past where those were like there was head-to-head that counted and regionally ranked opponent wins. So now it's just all baked into that number.
Yeah.
The answer to your question is when you pull up NPI every morning, those wins are baked in because there's a quality win bonus that's in there. And I think the quality win bonus is wins greater than 53.0 in the NPI. So those, what you hope for is like, can Laterno get up there? Can they become one? Because they're having a great run. They beat Mary Hardin Baylor. Carthage is a great one. WashU, Chicago. The Titans are in great shape on that, but those are already baked in there.
Now, you're not just a D3 analyst, but a D3 fan. As a D3 fan, how do you like the NPI versus the arguments, of who's this and who's that? It kind of made it fun in previous years.
Ultimately, I've decided I really like the NPI because in the old method, you had 5 primary criteria that humans had to subjectively weigh objective criteria. So one committee can say we're going to weigh strength of schedule or RROs, and another maybe doesn't. I never loved that. I tell you what, if you get the math right, you get the formula right, you plug all the numbers in, and if you look at that list right now, the right teams are on there. There are no outliers. No one is screaming up and down saying, where's my team? I like knowing every morning where things stand, and there's no drama with Pool C. There's no drama with seeding. We're just going to know the day before when those games end, we're going to hit a button, or the DataCast guys are. We're going to know exactly how the tournament field is set up.
So when that tournament show comes, there's always that little bit of that nervous feeling, especially last year. And the Titans have been in this spot, seems like a lot, where it's like, okay, is the name coming? Is it not coming? That's really going to take some of that away when that tournament special comes out.
It should take all of it away. There's 21 at-large bids, Pool C. There's 21 of those. So when you cross all the Pool A's off, you're either one of the top 21 other teams or you're out, and someone's going to be out by .0001. That's going to be the drama, but we're going to know. There's going to be no, like, am I in or am I out?
Generally speaking, in just a common year, how many bids get, for lack of a better term, stolen by somebody who wins that conference tournament that was not expected to do so?
Roughly 5. It's on average 4 or 5. We've seen 7, 8. We've seen 2.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to average it out, what you'd say is, right now, if you're Pool C number 16, you're okay. But if you're Pool C 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, you should just assume you're not in a good place right now because those are going to get stolen.
As you kind of look at the NPI right now on the men's side, what would be the number you'd feel totally confident saying, hey, they're definitely getting a tournament bid as far as wins are concerned?
Like number of wins?
Number of wins.
That's a tough one. I would say that if you have, I don't know. I don't know that answer. I would say that if you're sitting there with 5 losses or less in a strong schedule, you're in for sure.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Flipping sides to the women, before I let you go, you orchestrated that Brady Bunch episode of QCast last year that consisted of these 4 seniors. We all know what the front end turned out and how it turned out with a great episode getting to know this team. Tell me about the back end, getting all 8 on there at once.
Coach Arisman was the hero there. I just said, hey, I have an idea. Could you help me do this? And he said, how about Friday at 4 o'clock? And I said, yes, let's do it. And they all showed up. They were all ready to go. And it was one of the best episodes. It's the most people I've ever had on, but they were awesome. They were great. And then I've had all 8 of them on individually this year, and it was a chance to get to know them a little bit better. But they've been a blast.
With this being their last regular season home game, assuming that this score holds, you flew all the way up from Dallas to witness this senior day of what many have called a special year for both Titan basketball programs. I want to give you the floor as you give your guests the final word in a lot of your episodes to talk about these seniors.
They're unbelievable. These 4 have been incredible Titans. You know, they've all been in the mix since their freshman year. A couple of them started. And they play hard, and more than anything, they're competitive. If you look at how they go about their business on the floor, there's been times when this group has been down significantly, including that Carroll game most recently. They never give up. Even the Carthage game that they lost, I thought they played hard. I know Coach Smith was super upset with them. I thought Carthage made a ton of huge shots and played great.
Yeah, we thought Carthage played really well.
I thought they made a bunch of great shots. And I would just say this, those 4 seniors for the Titan women have been warriors. They've been competitive. Most importantly, they've been first-class individuals that have represented the school with a ton of class, and they've made us all very proud.
The Titans return to the floor as we get set for half number 2, and with Illinois Wesleyan leading 54-16. Give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. There are a few storylines that we'll dive deeper into that'll make this senior day a very special one for many people in this building. But for now, for Joel Swanson and for Bob Quillman taking the time, going from the tarmac up to the broadcast booth, we appreciate you taking the time with us here at halftime.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Great job. Appreciate what you guys do.
First half
Thanks,
numbers,
guys.
and we preview the back end when we come back on IWSports.com. You too. We'll chat soon.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Behind every Wesleyan success story is a community, one made of alumni and friends devoted to creating opportunities for the next generation of Titans. When you support the Wesleyan Fund, you make a difference. Join us in providing a first-class education, a rewarding campus experience, and a lifetime of opportunities. I'm Norm Ish, a graduate Illinois Wesleyan and the head football coach for the past 35 years. Join me in supporting the Wesleyan.
Halftime at the Shirk Center. Matt Sossler alongside Joel Swanson. We just had a great interview with the host of the QCast, Bob Quillman. And Joel, we talked about it. Believe it or not, the first day of college basketball season at the Sigma Invitational, when it was the QCast potentially versus the DataCast, Calvin versus Wesleyan, and then we all know what happened there. Yep. Platteville ruined that party. But want to give a shout out to Bob Quillman, the DataCast, all of the D3 media pundits that are not doing this for a check. They're not doing it for anything else other than their love of Division III college basketball and keeping me, you, and all of D3 Nation informed on the ever-so-changing landscape of college basketball.
Yeah, D3 media is a lot like D3 players. They're playing for the love of the game, doing it for the love of the game, no doubt about that. And it's interesting, you mentioned, Platteville's last-second shot out of desperation to beat Calvin in that game. And kind of how that comes around. If Calvin had won that game, how that would have changed Calvin's position so much in the NPI. I mean, they're sitting with 6 losses right now. They haven't lost an MIAA game yet. But with 5 losses and a win over Platteville, where does that number slide and how that just changes things for that particular team?
Changes the whole picture.
Sure
because
does.
Then you also lose the Wesleyan-Platteville matchup. You have a Wesleyan-Calvin matchup.
Yeah,
Cal Lutheran versus Platteville. It's
great point.
You never know how one shot from the kitty corner at the Shirk Center.
And I think Platteville was surprised it went in when it was done. Yeah. I mean, you watch the replay on that, and all of a sudden they had won the basketball game all the way back in the second week of November.
And here we are in mid-February, the meat and potatoes of college basketball season, and the Titans up 54-16 in the third quarter over rival Millikin. Lauren Huber opens the second half.
Oh, we saw the pick and pop from Mallory Powers. There's the pick and roll, the classic pick and roll. But what Lauren Huber does so well is her ability to knock down that 15-foot shot. That has been really the key for her offensively. You see that off the pick and roll there, able to set up from 15 feet and knock that shot home. They say the mid-range game is dead, but it's certainly not with Lauren Huber.
She's got 17, taken away by Knutson. Palmer tracks it down, with the Titans now leading by 40. Huber again. Titans maintain. Palmer. Too much. Third chance. Foul on Huber against Tellis.
Now we see exactly the same thing we saw, though, in the first half, though. Fast pace, up and down the floor, exactly how Illinois Wesleyan wants to play. And you got to think, as the season goes on, if they continue to be able to push the tempo against teams, that's going to be a huge thing that's going to be in their column as the year goes along here and as we get into the conference tournament. They're off to a great start in that first half against Millikin, out in front 30-10, and they've just kind of rode that lead ever since then.
Millikin had a 10-minute scoring spell in the first half. Titans a 33-0 run in that span. That was the separation point of this ball game. White gets the roll. She's the leading scorer for the Big Blue. Her first bucket since her 2 triples in the first quarter.
Illinois Wesleyan right back at him with Kate Palmer, but boy, you look at points off turnovers. Titans plus 14 in that first half, plus 11 in fast break points, and every single indicator that makes it know that's really going your way. They absolutely dominated those numbers.
Bit of a slower pace for the green and white. Bardick can't knock down the triple. Palmer, second chance, got it.
Good job on that weak side rebound by Kate Palmer getting inside. And you really have to guard Illinois Wesleyan out at that three-point line at almost every single position. It really spreads out that defense and opens up those rebounds inside that painted area. That's where the Titans can take advantage of it.
4 points for the senior. Block. Can't knock it down. Huber with the rebound.
You've seen Illinois Wesleyan has pulled off the press here in the second half. I think she felt like Lauren Huber was going to keep cutting towards the basket, and Knutson kind of laid that bounce pass. And I think if Lauren had kept on running, she'd have been shooting a layup.
White, wide open lane. Can't close. Huber with the rebound. That's 9. So we're on double-double watch on senior day. Bardick heads to the stripe.
Yeah, they get that defense backpedaling. Nice little crossover there. Kind of freezes the defense for Millikin for just a moment. Able to draw the contact at the rim. And boy, counting how many times Illinois Wesleyan's getting that kick-ahead pass, getting the basketball to the middle on the fast break, running a 3-on-2, a 2-on-1. Been able to do that so often here this afternoon. Get that basketball up the floor. And Ava Bardick trying to take advantage of it at the free throw line.
Her first trip. She's the best free throw shooter on this Titans squad, shooting now a little higher than 85%. Her first points of the day make that 2.
Yeah, so impressive for Illinois Wesleyan. Bardick with just 2 points, and boy, everybody else has gotten the job done out there for the Titans. Now we see Johnson with that screen and roll, now rolling down inside, but Kate Palmer doing a nice job keeping it out of the post, but can't keep it out of the post for long. Johnson just missed the shot.
No whistle that time. She's been called for 3 offensive fouls. Knutson on the fast break. No problem.
Good job by the official that time, not calling that down low there as Johnson decided to go into the basket. We'll see if Millikin continues to pound that basketball inside here. They can be effective.
And this time they're able to take advantage of it.
You can see why they were so concerned about her. Where that catch, quick move to the basket right there. Millikin has decided when she comes in the game, they're going to pound that ball inside. Surprised they didn't do a little bit more of that in the first half.
Powers to Palmer. Perfect.
Really nice pick and pop again. You're setting that screen out near the wing, pop into the open spot then. And it's so difficult to defend, especially on the wing. It's pretty tight over there. Really nice job by the Titans.
Johnson has the last 2 for the Big Blue. And a timeout called by Millikin.
Yeah, better second half here by the Big Blue. Obviously, Illinois Wesleyan has pulled off that press that just gave Millikin fits in that first half.
Now time for Preserving a Legacy. Presented by Will Square Capital, puts a spotlight on the rich history of Illinois Wesleyan basketball and the student athletes that have built the strong tradition of success. Today, we take a look back at the career of former Titan great Kendall Sosa Sosa played for the Titans from 2017 to 2021, appearing in 95 games and making 50 starts. She scored 1,304 career points with 277 rebounds, 213 assists, 163 made three-pointers, and 134 steals. She holds the program's career record in free throw percentage with an 85.8% clip, while her 26.7 points per game in the shortened 2020-21 season is the program record. As a senior, Sosa popped off for a career-high 47 points at Millikin on February the 9th of 2021. Her point total, which led IWU to a win, also set the program's single-game record. She also ranks top 10 in Illinois Wesleyan's career record book for three-point field goal percentage, three-pointers made, points, scoring average, and free throws made. Sosa was a 5-time CCIW Player of the Week and 4-time D3Hoops.com Team of the Week selection. She was the first in CCIW history to be named WBCA Division III Player of the Year in 2021 and was also named one of 6 finalists for the Honda Athlete of the Year. A first-team Academic All-America selection, Sosa was repeat All-American honoree as one of the most decorated players in Illinois Wesleyan history. Sosa graduated from Illinois Wesleyan with a degree in marketing in 2021 and was recognized as one of the NCAA's Today Top 10 recipients in 2022. She currently resides in Denver and works as a marketing specialist for J.E. Dunn Construction. Again, preserving a legacy presented by Will Square Capital as Dudley drills the three.
And everything that Illinois Wesleyan was concerned about has happened here in the second half as we see the Millikin pounding the basketball inside, now going inside out for that three-pointer. That's where that press was so effective for Illinois Wesleyan in that first half, really getting a chaotic game. Half-court-wise, Millikin might be right there, but just not able to take care of the basketball in half number one to be able to really get anything going in the half court.
Volley right down Main Street. And Joel, would you attribute that more to adjustments by Coach Hammer or the Titans in terms of pressure taking their foot off the gas?
Yeah, probably just more them taking that press off, and inside Johnson again. Boy, she got called for that foul in the first half, not here in the second half, but she's going to learn. She does kind of lower that shoulder just a little bit because she has so much power inside. She's going to be difficult to handle in there. Titans have done a nice job doubling down on her as much as they possibly can. But Illinois Wesleyan has pulled that press off here in the second half and allowing Millikin to be able to set up in the half court, and that's where they've been effective.
And there's that whistle with Bardick as the ball handler.
And we'll see if Illinois Wesleyan starts to go pretty deep into that bench here as Mallory Powers with another three-point shot. But nice job by Valley getting that offensive rebound.
Powers is now 5 of 8 from three-point land. Couldn't get it through the double.
Yeah, really nice job by Millikin. They tried to go high-low that time inside of Mallory Powers. Good double team right there from the wing coming down, able to knock that basketball away.
Mentioned going deeper into the bench. The Bloomington native, Sophia Feeney, lines up at the scorer's bench. Brenai's in with the triple, her first points of the day.
A really nice skip pass across the top right there. Brenai's able to square up and knock that one home.
Powers with the answer, no problem.
Really good skip pass again by Eva Bardick right there. Able to find Powers, and boy, when she gets her feet set, can knock down that three-point shot. Really nice inside-outside player, though, for Mallory Powers.
Tapped out of bounds, hit off a Tellis last. Martha Lippick also takes a knee at the scorer's table. And typically at this juncture, as now we see, I mentioned stories as we get a timeout. Normal game, and I'll go on that in just a second, as it looks like we're going to get the Hubers checking in at the same time. That's one of the things you love about Senior Day, because in a normal game at this point, you'd expect the rotation to be out for the rest of the contest. With 14 minutes left in February, obviously you want to play it conventionally, but on Senior Day, there are just some things that are just special about this day.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. You really want to play well on Senior Day. It's a day you're going to remember. The game, the banquet afterwards, everything that goes along with it. It's a day you're really going to remember. You want to play well, and boy, the Titans playing one of their best games of the season, and a good time to be able to do it.
Take a look at the parents, including the senior parents, all donning their players' away jerseys for this game. It's not just the players, it's the parents. I have been at a lot of Titan basketball games, both home and away, over the last couple of years. And I see these parents at every single game. They're not only there, they took the trip down to Texas. They're going to Iowa for the NCAA tournament. They are a huge support of this program. As for the first time in college, we have Lauren and Mackenzie Huber on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, very cool moment for the Huber family, no doubt about it. On Lauren's senior day here, and we see Sophie Feeney out there playing the point guard position now for Illinois Wesleyan. We talked about Kendall Sosa preserving a legacy. That was a Normal Community grad. Sophie also a Normal Community grad as well, so proud moment for all the Ironmen out there.
Her dad, Dave, also passing for the all-time wins list in community girls basketball. One of the many storylines that we have here. First chance for a Huber to Huber bucket. Lauren to Feeney with 8. Bali has been on fire.
Nice left hand that time. Again, straight line drives. That's what you got to cut off. But she got the angle to the glass right there and was able to finish.
Tellis loses it out of bounds.
And Normal Community has done a nice job. Illinois Wesleyan has done a nice job on Tellis. I cover the Ironmen and the Titans, so try not to cross over too often.
You could say it's Normal Community, though, with Feeney on the floor. And I'm taking a look at the parents section right now. Feeney lost it on her way. Big Blue basketball. The pictures from Marcia Huber and the entire Huber family in that section, especially when Mackenzie came here in the middle of last year. It's got to be a great moment for their family. Johnson, taken by Bali.
Yeah, you can see the double team coming from the weak side. Boy, Johnson did a really nice job on the spin dribble, splitting that double team. Matt, she's only a freshman. She is going to be very difficult to deal with going forward. No doubt about that.
Mackenzie Huber, a triple off back iron, and it was something Coach Ersman talked about. She's a 3-sport athlete, volleyball and track. So definitely Coach Hammer's looking to her to be the next star of this program, a program that has lost so much with Elise Knudsen, Sophie Darden, and Bailey Kaufman from a season ago. And you see Johnson, from a guard's perspective, getting in the way.
Yeah, Millikin and Illinois Wesleyan had quite a rivalry going over the last few years. Very competitive games.
Mackenzie Huber. Rebounded by Johnson.
One around the rim, just couldn't quite find a way to drop in that time for Mackenzie.
Mackenzie picked up her first collegiate field goal on Tuesday against North Park. Johnson on Lippick. Foul called as Liv Myers heads to the bench.
Yeah, you hear the bench for Illinois Wesleyan when Johnson catches the ball. Help, help. Can't handle her one-on-one. They've done a great job of bringing that double all day. That's what got Johnson in that foul trouble in the first half. Those 3 offensive fouls got her on the bench the last 5 or so minutes of the second period.
Lauren Huber checks out for Liv Myers. And we'll have to see how Coach Smith manages this in the fourth quarter. If they come in for 10 to 20 seconds, intentional foul, they get their salute as Johnson hits the free throw. There's many ways of doing this on senior day.
Absolutely, yep. Certainly want to give each one of your seniors a nice parting ovation, especially in a game with such a margin like this, where opportunities will abound to be able to do so. So want to keep everybody healthy going forward.
They have yet to flip the bench, which is something that they'll usually do. Myers, count it, and the foul.
Nice job. Good pin inside right there. Pass was right on the money. Nice little drop step and able to finish right at the glass. Really good ball reversal that time by Illinois Wesleyan. Another look at this here. Baseline drive by Feeney. Ball kicked around. That ball has entered perfectly into the post. Nice little seal, drop step, score.
First free throw attempt of the season for Myers. Doesn't fall. Dudley on Myers. Met at the rim. Ermeling. And Millikin has just struggled as we get a foul on the rebound. Offensively, Millikin has struggled a lot. They're 27% from the field, 26 from three. On the other side, Titans shooting 53% from the floor and 42.9 from three-point land. That's 9 of 21.
Yeah, they've gotten really good looks at the basket. Gotten quite a bit in transition, quite a bit off turnovers so far, especially in that first half, where the defensive pressure has been the key for Illinois Wesleyan all year. Certainly was the key here this afternoon to balloon a giant lead now here late in the third period.
And assuming the score holds, this won't be the last game for the Titan women at the Shirk Center. They'll clinch a share at least of the CCIW regular season title. We'll take a look at other scores from around the conference in the fourth quarter. But having that weight off your back with still 2 games left is huge. Another triple and another rim out. Turnover blocked by Myers.
Nice job there, getting back in position again. Turned the basketball over. Didn't want to give up the easy one right there. And gets a hand on that basketball.
Got to get a shot of this Titan bench. They're loving this. Minimal difference between shot and game clock in the third. Inlet, Myers, another!
Liv Myers coming right down the lane right there. And again, another pass right on the money. Able to take that contact right there. See the ball get swung around. Nice job coming off a screen by Sarah Bawley that time. Able to get the basketball right in rhythm there. She's just coming almost from that opposite elbow. Not that little screen near the high post.
Completes the M1. Last chance for the Big Blue in the third, coast to coast. Time runs out. And the Titans outscore Millikin 22-14, and they lead by 47 entering the final 10 on senior day. Before we take the quarter break, let's send it downstairs to Alex and Kaylee.
Thanks, Matt. With a 47-point lead, a big standout player and senior Lauren Huber comes to mind. She has been named CCIW Player of the Week 7 times in her Illinois Wesleyan career, with 200 career assists and being second in program history and scoring with over 1,500 points. She is a star to watch. Our leading point senior, Mallory Powers, has been named CCIW Player of the Week 2 times and is also a 2-time All-Academic CCIW holder. Named to CCIW First Team in 2024, she is a rebound specialist, holding over 530 rebounds to date. Back to you, Matt.
Appreciate it, Alex and Kaylee. We'll keep it here as we head into the final 10, and with the Titans up big, this senior class has done a lot, Joel, so we're going to take our time and give them, I'm not saying it's a send-off, because there's a lot of basketball for this Titan women's basketball program, but give them the recognition that is deserved for this group that at this point is close to probably the 5,000 mark in terms of points.
Yeah,
over 2,000 rebounds.
Yeah, they've certainly been terrific, no doubt about that. And boy, no better than today. They got off to a terrific start, 30-10 at the end of the first period, and really blew this one open early.
4 seniors and Sawyer White on the floor for the Titans as Block drills the 3. Her first triple of the afternoon. White fouled on her way up, and Joel, this is playing into the deck of cards of the seniors maybe play another minute to 2, and then they get their curtain call around 7 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's exactly how you play this one out right here, or it might be coming right now, actually, Matt, here at the 9:34 mark of the fourth period.
With a hockey-style line change.
Kate Palmer, Mallory Powers, Katie Knudsen, and Lauren Huber.
Program, no doubt about it. And the programs just keep on winning as Johnson able to score down inside. The programs, they reload like Illinois Wesleyans. Certainly a number of really good players coming back a year from now. with senior classes that really set the tempo every single year. Boy, this one's been a good one.
Yeah, definitely big shoes to fill for the class of 2026.
Now Millikin now trying to build off a much better second half here. As again, Johnson gets down inside and she'll score again.
She's in double figures, and that's an example of what she can do.
Yeah, absolutely. They keep feeding it down inside, and it's going to be a tough handle in there. And really a player they're going to be able to build around going forward.
Bali rims out. Johnson again. They'll just keep feeding her.
Yeah, really nice job running the floor right there. Got down in front of the defense now. And Millikin draws back to a 40-point deficit here. It was 20 after the first period and really ballooned after that. Well, the Titans get off to an outstanding start, a 30-0 run in that first half and never look back.
Bardick taken away by Johnson, out of bounds. Titan basketball.
Yeah, really good hustle. I think she slid right into her family right down there, Matt. I saw a Kankakee hat, the K's. That's got to be a cool moment.
Titans going for their largest margin of victory. Strip, we'll see what happened first. Shot clock violation.
Yeah, Feeney getting down the lane, just didn't get that one off in time right there. So Millikin will have it back. Again, the last 8 minutes of the game here for Millikin, important. Trying to build on a better second half. They got steamrolled, obviously, in half number one, but trying to build off some good play here in half number two for a couple games going forward.
57 was the margin at North Park. Johnson drawing the double this time. White can't knock it down. Bali with the board. She's got 6 today to go along with 9 points. Make it double figures. For Bali, that's the 4th time this year. She's had 10 or more. Lamb knocks it out of bounds. And off of Ermeling last as Peyton Jacob checks in.
Nice for Illinois Wesleyan getting to clear the bench here today. It's been a comfortable margin most of the way. The coaching staff has really been able to run players in and out exactly how they want. That's been a nice thing here on senior day. A calm, relaxing